Let's go back to the beginning. No, not here. Here. This is where skateboarding started for me.
More specifically, skateboarding for me started right here, at this very spot where this little fridge currently is at the moment. Way before 2008, I think it must have been about 2003, 2004 maybe, someone had gotten me a skateboard for my birthday because they didn't know what to get a young boy who's less than 10 years old. So I remember just trying to hold on to the wall and just try to ride it and balance on it. But it was really scary, I didn't know what to do, and then next thing I knew, I went up into the air and I went slam right onto the floor, face first. It hurt, I was crying, it was scary, and I told myself, I am never going to skateboard ever again. It is the worst and most stupidest thing in the world. And now look at me.
A few years later, my birthday came around, and my uncle and aunt got me one of the greatest gifts a kid like me could ever receive back in 2005. Because on there, I got to play this.
The PlayStation 1 was the first ever games console that I had ever owned, and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 was the first skateboarding game that I had ever played. There was something about Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 for me where after you start playing it, there's a hook that game has where you just get really engrossed with it and you just want to keep on playing it. I decided that, I want to complete this game to 100%. I want to do all the challenges, do all the career modes with all the skateboarders. And as you progress through the career mode, you get these really cool ender movies for each of the skaters. But there was one skateboarder in particular that really, really stood out to me. And his name was Rodney Mullen. Ten-year-old me was so impressionable back then that it just blew my mind that a human being was even capable of doing these things. And I was like, how is that even possible? How is he doing that? And I just remember becoming really, really hyper-fixated. I didn't think this man actually existed. I didn't think Rodney Mullen was real. So I went ahead and scoured the internet back then and, searched up who is Rodney Mullen, and then I just went on a deep dive researching this man only to find out it was him who created the kickflip, the flat ground ollie, and pretty much almost every other flip trick that is in existence today. He was the one that created it. And it just flabbergasted me. And I just, the hyperfixation about what this guy achieved just became stronger and stronger and stronger. And I was just watching him skate so much that deep in my body, I just suddenly felt like I just knew how to skate. And it was really weird. It just hurt my head to try out and just learn how to skate. It was just really profound for me. So one day I picked up the Argos catalogue back when we used to have these really big fat books just to see what was in Argos in that season. And they had this skateboard there. I bought the cheapest one that I could find with my own pocket money, and then I went to Argos, I bought that skateboard, I put it down on the conservatory, I put my foot on, I pushed, I rode, and I held my balance. I realised that the thing that I was very much afraid of, I had overcome. And I wanted to do it again and again and again and again and again, just to prove to myself that I had overcome this obstacle of falling over from trying to ride it, and drum it into myself that I would never have to endure that again, because now I knew how to ride the skateboard. skateboarding gave me in my childhood was an identity and something that I could be proud of, because during school I was bullied a lot, and it was the kind of bullying where, like, you know, I would be working in my science class or in my science lessons, and this one kid, he would come up behind me. I wouldn't know he was behind me, and I would just be working, and he would slap me right across the face behind my back, and I wouldn't know it, I wouldn't have it coming, but I'll just be trying to study, and then I'll just get whacked just out of the blue. And that was just, you know, some of the things that I had gone through during school. And I just remember that really making me hate myself and just making me feel really afraid of a lot of things. The reason why I say skateboarding gave me something that I could be proud of was because skateboard tricks are really difficult. And, you know, being able to do like a kickflip or a heel flip, albeit on grass, because, you know, I've been in so many fights and I've been hurt so much at school that I was afraid of falling over and hurt myself even more. So the grass was a way for me to kind of ease the anxiety whilst I pursued something that helped me feel braver. So skateboarding for me, I guess I didn't realize it at the time, but it was a kind of therapy for me to just help me believe in myself again and have more self-confidence. And with that, you know, as I started learning more tricks and landing more things, especially like flip tricks, the more prouder I felt of myself, because even though school wasn't the nicest place for me to be, for myself at least I had something that was well within my own control, that was purely just for me, that made me feel good because I was able to accomplish something difficult. And it will just all be purely for myself to enjoy. I guess you could say that for me, skateboarding was my happiness lifeline back then. Because back in school, I didn't know who truly liked me, who was pretending to be nice to me to then laugh at me behind my back, or who just truly just wanted to make fun out of me just so that they could look cooler in school. One more. Did you get it? One more.
Okay.
See, Daddy won't good luck jump now. Right there! Yeah!
Okay, so this is the tutorial on how to do the frontside 180 heel flip. So now that you know what the foot position is of the frontside 180 heel flip, what you're going to do is learn how to actually heel flip the board. So, first personal skateboard. I got it a few days ago. There we go.
2010, news spread about a brand new skate park being built close to home, with a remarkable shape. Gurnell Skatepark. On the opening day, I went down to visit, and it was there where I finally began to start making friends who liked me for me, that I would see regularly. A community was born, one that I was part of, one that I enjoyed. The friendships I made at this park are something I hold dear to this very day, and the memories I have here with them are something that I will cherish forever.
What's up guys, it's me. Today we're doing Skate Your Age with Reese.
What's up, guys?
State your age, sir.
23.
23, and what's your stance?
Goofy.
Goofy.
That's wrong. Regular.
Oh. What? 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 When you set up for the heel flip, you want your spine in line with like the back edge of your board down there. You're a lot more over it. And that way it makes it easier to just do the heel flip.
And we go again.
But as the years went by, we started growing up, and gradually we went our own separate ways. And then when COVID hit, reality hit me hard, as life got really lonely. After COVID, life just felt like I was always trapped inside buildings. I was either always in my house or always in the office. No in between. So the Skate the World project became my extreme way to get back out into the world to learn how to socialize with people again. So on the 1st of January 2024, I officially launched the series, and 3 weeks later after launch, my personal life came crashing down.
I lost my last grandparent, and he was only ever really the grandparent I ever truly knew. And this was the first major personal loss of my life for more than 20 years, I would say. What was even crazier during that time was we lost him at the same time when I realized that the person that I was very romantically interested in at the time, I found out through someone else that she was in a relationship with someone else, and I had no idea. A few weeks after that, without getting into too much personal details, someone really close to me in my family got severely ill, and it turned out that they needed a major surgery. It was like the world was just collapsing in on itself. And the devastation from all of this was just so heavy that I literally had an ache in my heart right here. Like, it was physically aching and hurting, and I just had to carry that for the next few weeks, and it sucked.
Grief, to a degree, is emotional trauma. The impact it has on the brain can cause changes in sleep, behaviour, memory loss, and function. It can also lead to cognitive effects too, such as brain fog and dissociation, which has been one of the biggest struggles for me that I'm still working on overcoming. Because of the severe brain fog, skateboarding had become incredibly foreign to me. Suddenly, doing a simple kickflip became the most daunting thing in the world. And overall, skateboarding felt wrong. My grievance and the threat of further loss was a merciless wake-up call from God that I needed to fix up my life. Majorly. In a situation like this, the only thought running through my mind was how I could be ready to support my family if it came to the worst case scenario. Because frankly speaking, I wasn't. It terrified me to my core that I wasn't ready. To my fortune, however, and with God's blessing, the worst case scenario didn't happen. A full recovery was made, and as a family, we had finally weathered the storm. But for me, that storm left a devastating level of destruction to my mental and emotional state. I feel like a hollow version of the man that I used to be, and I loathe this feeling. There is so much work to be done, and so much I have to unlearn so that I can relearn what it means to live a healthy life again, and in the process, value a healthy life too. This time round, I was incredibly lucky that the worst case scenario didn't happen. But one day, the responsibility to provide for my family will fall on my shoulders. That is a fact. And I refuse to let myself not be ready when that day arrives.
I've been working flat out for like the past 3 months on some client projects, and it's only now where I've finally gotten enough time for me to have a roll around and skate. So this is my first time out of the house in quite some time. So we're back here in my childhood skate park, Gurnell, and I'm joined with a very special man here. The one, the only, the Splatoon King, Dude 7800, aka Kadeem. How's it going, my G?
Doing good, man. I'm chilling.
Amazing.
I'm also getting back into it too.
Yeah. So me and Kadeem, we met at this park, and it was him that filmed the no comply 360 hill flip to fakie on that little hip over there. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey and how life has been since we got Gurnell?
Yeah, sure. Like, well, I used to skate almost every day in this same park as well. And then what kind of happened is that I really got into like this game called Splatoon. It was a Nintendo game like in 2015, and I became a pro player for the longest time. During that game, I played in like many tournaments. I got sponsored at some point, and now I'm just full-time into content creation with that specific game and a bunch of other Nintendo games and shooters and stuff. So at some point, like I took like maybe a 4 or 5 year break of skating, and I've literally just like been coming back for like the last few years too. So now I'm just fully back and trying to get like back to my 16-year-old self again, you know.
Considering that this episode is a reflection of my journey with skateboarding, it was essential that Kadeem joined me at the very place where our friendship began. This man is one of my oldest friends, and therefore he's been a part of my skateboarding journey since the day this park opened. After all these years, we are still pushing, and we're not giving up anytime soon. A friend of mine told me once, you can't skate your pain away, and to a degree, he is right. But what skateboarding can do instead is take you down a path that lets you discover some truly incredible people who build you meaningful friendships and relationships that make your life better and lighter. Whether it's in your local skate park or across the world. No matter where you are in life, as long as there is community, there is always a friend to be found. And that is what Skate the World is all about.
Oh my god.
Double kickflip was like the second flip trick I learned after kickflip, and then a heel flip after. Never forgotten about it because if you have your foot in a certain way, the science of the board will just like make it flick really fast. And it's just like, I don't know, it just felt really, really natural. Now I just kind of just do it all the time. And I have to land it here. It's gonna be like, oh, what'd you say?
Yeah! Two to make it true.
Two to make it
Double, double.
Okay, sure. Why not? Why not? Why not? I have to land it now. Oh my lord. Good.
Oh my god.
Heck yeah, dude. Oh shit. Wrong trick.
I kind of want to get that leg shot now. Oh yeah, that's there.
We're like right there.
That's right there.
Why is skating so hard?
That's a great.
Why is skating so hard?
That is one of life's most important questions. God, we are so out of shape.
Yeah, I'm just not fit for skating right now.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that pretty much wraps it for today. This has to be one of the most nostalgic. What are you doing with your hands?
I don't know.
That pretty much wraps the video. I was trying to sign off this video, but like, I'm so thrown off. Dude, it's been so good catching up with you.
Yeah, man, 100%. We should skate more. 100%.
We got to skate more and
Yeah.
do this more. Like, there's something about being an adult where you feel like you're not allowed to have fun when you have responsibilities, and I really got to snap that out of my system.
100%.
So, yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this nostalgic journey, and yeah, we're back. Things are going to be a little different. I'm just going to try upload videos whenever I can, but stay tuned, subscribe, hit the bell and everything, and I'll try and travel around as much as I can, and we'll get this thing up and running. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.
Bye.